Here's another thing that I teach dogs right away, and it helps them with later socialization exercises, things that we're going to end up doing in class. So this is called the touch it game. And what we're going to do first is teach our dogs how to tap our fingers with their nose first. That's part one. Ready? Touch. Yeah, good girl. And as soon as the dog touches my finger with her nose, I'm going to praise that. Keep it short, yes, and low to the nose at first. Maya. Touch. Yes, good girl. When your dog is first learning it, again, keep it low, a little bit below the nose and a little close so they naturally touch it. Touch. Yes, good girl. Touch. Yes, good girl. So as soon as she touches it, I'm going to give her immediate verbal praise and then a cookie. Touch. Yes, good girl. That's step one. You're going to do that for a while until your dog is really easily touching your finger, even from a little ways away. Touch. Yes, good girl. So play that game for a little while. Make it really fun. You want to make sure that you don't actually tap your dog's nose. They have to actually come to touch your nose. Good girl. Step two is I'm going to start playing that touch it game to touch things around my house. Things that are really easy, things that they would normally touch anyway, nothing really big deal. So here's an example. I have two things, a bag and a little watering can. So now step two is we're going to get the dog to touch these things when we ask. You ready? Touch. Yes, good girl. So now we're offering that praise when the dog touches the object. Touch. Yay, good girl. It's less about pointing to the object and more about bringing your dog to the object. So if my object's out here, Maya, touch, I'm leading to. Yes, good girl. And we're going to talk a little bit more about why we're doing this in a second. You're going to play the touch it game on all sorts of stuff, touching all sorts of stuff in your house that your dog might normally like to do. Good girl. Then we're going to start moving to things that maybe your dog might be a little wary about, just a little wary. Touch. Oh, yay, good girl. What's that? What's this guy? And if they start touching and exploring on their own, you want to praise that as well, because that's just as important. What's this? Touch. Yay, good girl. Let's try this guy. Good girl. Maya. Touch. Yes, good girl. Touch. Good girl. Touch. Good girl. Now Maya's pretty much a pro at this game because we've been doing this for a long time, so she's starting to touch things on her own. But the idea is that I'm leading my dog up to something to explore it when I ask, and then I'm praising and feeding when they get there to interact with it. What we're doing here is we're helping dogs explore new things. This helps them understand that the world is a safe place. So there's a whole separate handout on how to do this, and I'd really like you to read that, because with this becomes a lot of responsibility. You want to make sure that you're reading your dog's body language to understand that they're having a good time. The idea behind this is we're having a good time exploring the entire time we're doing this. So you always want to do it on things that are going to be good outcomes. So don't do it with people they don't know, because we can't control a person's response. Don't do it with other dogs because we can't control a dog's response. At the end of the game, them touching an object should be, oh look, nothing bad happened and something good happened because I got a treat. Again, you're going to be reading a little bit more about this in your handout, and you're also going to be learning about how to read your dog's body language, which is also very important, because we want to make sure that this is always a positive experience where our dogs are not completely overwhelmed or fearful. So again, very, very important to read the handout with it. So again, 3 steps. Teach your dog to touch your finger. Fun, fun, fun. Second, there's Maya touching away. Play the touch game on things that are really easy for them, things they would touch normally. Fun, fun, fun. We want this to be a super fun game. And then start to graduate the game to things that are a little mildly worrisome for them, And then when we get into class, we're going to move it from there. Happy training.